Texas, known for its vast landscapes, vibrant cities, and cowboys, remains culturally relevant in film and TV shows. Boyhood, Lonesome Dove, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Rushmore. So many films have been filmed throughout Texas. However, if you were to compare the number of movies filmed in Texas to states like Georgia and Louisiana, the list is significantly smaller. Although Hollywood loves to portray Texas in movies, it hardly likes to film here. It's no secret that filming a blockbuster is extremely expensive. Recent movies such as Avatar 2, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 have budgets in the hundreds of millions of dollars. With the staggering price required to produce a movie continuing to rise, studios have looked for ways to lower the cost. One way that studios have sought to lower the cost is by moving their production out of California and to other states. Georgia became the ideal location in 2008 after they passed tax incentives to lure studios to film movies in their state. According to the state, the Georgia film industry brings in a staggering $4 billion to the state. Other states such as New York and Louisiana also have great incentive programs that bring the movies out of Hollywood. Texas has fallen behind these states.
Two issues that are going on with how the incentives are currently set up, and it's essentially people want a little bit more of an evergreenness to that program, because if we have to renew it every 2 years, by the time production is ready to shoot, that program might not be there, and they could have been counting on it. So I think one, they're looking for just a little bit longer of a renewal time, and then I think the other component of it is there's a lot of pro-Texas stuff in the incentive, as it should be. But some of the issues that, there's a Senate Finance Committee hearing a few weeks ago where Taylor Sheridan was basically testifying. He's like, listen, I can't qualify for these tax incentives because I need to have 80% of my crew be Texas, and I'm already hiring everybody. I can't hire any more because they don't exist.
Every year, more productions move out of Hollywood and choose to skip Texas. The incentives that Texas has simply aren't good enough compared to the other states. Festivals such as South by Southwest and the Austin Film Festival help to bring the movies out of the Lone Star states, but the films are still being produced elsewhere. In recent years, though, it seems like the trend is reversing. The Yellowstone prequel series 1923 starring Harrison Ford took over downtown San Antonio to film. The Max original Love and Death starring Elizabeth Olsen and Jesse Plemons was shot in Kyle. The Netflix documentary Going Varsity in Mariachi even starred a Texas State University student. Texas is making a push to have more productions film here. Texas has spat out Hollywood stars left and right. Owen Wilson, Glenn Powell, Matthew McConaughey, Ethan Hawke, Jamie Foxx, Dennis Quaid, the list goes on. In May of 2023, some of these actors came together and put out a PSA advocating for better incentive programs to bring the filming back to Texas.
In fact, shows that are supposed to be set right here in Texas are finding it hard to get the resources they need to begin filming.
So these folks, they film elsewhere. And to be honest, that doesn't really sit right with me.
Or me.
Or me.
Or me. Or me.
It appears these advocating efforts have begun to pay off as more productions have moved into Texas. To keep up with the demands of the film industry, Texas lawmakers have publicly stated that they are open to increasing the film incentives for studios. This would mean that more money would come in from the state to the studios, and these productions would bring in money to the surrounding areas and towns. One of such towns that would benefit from these new incentives would be none other than San Marcos, Texas, home of Texas State University. A brand new state-of-the-art production studio is being built with the goal of bringing more big studio productions here. The facility is reportedly costing a total of $267 million and will feature 12 sound stages, 4 workshops, and 1,500 acres of backlot space. To put that into perspective, 1,980 football fields could fit in that space.
There's about 1 million square feet of soundstage space that we have a deficit in this country per year of that much space. So that's the amount of space that people want to lease, but it's just not physically there. So he's like, listen, we can plan for something big, and then we can just start small, but actually have room to grow and have planned room to grow you can capitalize on some really big openings in the market.
A film studio opening in the backyard of a university could pave the way for college students to get practical experience on a film set while also showing a road to get employed post-graduation.
Somebody like Netflix or HBO wants to come in and they need a bunch of hands. Well, Texas State has made it very clear that they're committed to training people up so that way they can basically do any of the jobs on set that you need to do. Well, if we can also get you, you know, on-site job experience, I think that would be something that our clients would be really interested in. I think that'd be something that would be really interesting for students at Texas State and even potential students for Texas State. I could see a lot of people wanting to come to Texas State specifically for those opportunities of just, well, hey, like I want to get my education, but also I want to get real on-set experience that I can then take. And if they want to stay in Texas, then they can, you know, use that experience to keep working here. Or if they want to go somewhere else, like they can take that and, you know, go to LA or go to Atlanta. Or
Texas State University has been ramping up efforts to legitimize its film program with the opening of Live Oak Hall. The building serves as a hub for the film program and offers 2 sound stages, one of which being focused on television. It also offers a podcast studio, a Foley room, a 360-degree sound mixing room, and the ability for students to check out equipment to use for shoots. The School of Theater and Dance at Texas State University has also recently undergone a name change to include film, a symbol that Texas State is serious. The studio will also bring in economic games to the greater San Marcos area, as they will allegedly employ 1,400 contract workers with an average salary of $80,000. The Motion Picture Academy says that a major motion picture would bring in about $250,000 a day to the local economy. Hill Country Studios will hopefully be a net positive for the San Marcos area and Central Texas as a whole. Texas seems poised to take over Hollywood, with a new studio being built in San Marcos and incentives from the government to bring productions to Texas. It would not be a shock to see more movies filmed here.